Do you think it's also a very different society today, because back then you didn't have social media to shout out everything and anything you did, right? So do you think social media has had a big say in raising the voices of minority groups, smaller communities, and therefore making that seem like the issue of the moment, the issue of the day?
For sure. If you imagine storytelling, we always know storytelling is a very powerful platform, a very powerful tool, whether in speeches, whether in communication. And it's powerful because it's emotional. It has a certain level of resonance. Now, in the past, you tell a story to 10 people, it's 10 people. And then they go around and talk, and there's a certain time lag. But now, with social media and technology, it virals almost instantaneously. And if I give an example, unemployment is very low in Singapore. I mean, 2.9% for citizens. I think most people recognize that it is low. But does it mean zero? No. 2.9% is about 50 over 1,000 people. Now, and there'll be those who are unemployed or frustrated, they tried for a range of reasons, but you tell that story, you tell two stories, they block or someone, you amplify that, and you can feel that the whole system has broken down. We failed these individuals. But then when you take a step back, well, but it's 2.9%. So it does affect people, it does affect emotions. Studies have shown that people also tend to gravitate towards anger, hate, a lot of negative energy, and it does, I think, affect your mood as well. So you wake up in the morning, depending on what pops up in your newsfeed, it can shape. And sometimes just looking at headlines shapes the way you read an article. The article might be perfectly fine, but change the headlines, you have a different. And because of social media, internet, there's so much more information. And the challenge now is that we actually don't have time to actually really read. So we scan. And when you scan, you catch hold of that, what's in bold and it's headline news, and it affects you and you get angry. Like a recent example, I think it was New Paper, the story of this lady making curry puff, and they got arrested. My initial response was frustration, a bit like when I first came in as an MP. Why did our agencies do that? I mean, can't they exercise some latitude? So I went to check up with the agencies concerned. Then I realized that she was been warned before. She was running a little syndicate, bringing in illegal workers from Indonesia, her relatives, and they were actually receiving help. But all these details didn't come out. But was the unhappiness and frustration that Singaporeans felt real? Oh, very real. But the subsequent clarification and the fuller story came out, never quite viral as much. Not as exciting and emotive. But people would then walk away thinking that we have such a harsh and unfeeling government and agencies. So does it have an impact? Yes, it does. It does.